What's that?
I'm recording.
Oh, great. We are recording this just so that everybody knows. And you're seeing good. You're seeing the right thing here. Feel free if you would like to, as we go, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. And Jamie can help me to monitor that. And yeah, I'm excited to be with you all today. We're going to talk a little bit about career services and what our office over here at the ACC Littleton campus offers students to all ACC students across the board, no matter what campus you go to. And then we'll share a little bit. We're going to dive into a little bit of career exploration as well. I know that Jamie sent out the link a little bit. I'm sorry I didn't get it to you all sooner. So you may not have had time yet to take the assessment, the career cluster assessment. And if not, that's totally okay. You'll be able to hear about it right now today, and then you'll have an opportunity to take it later if you would like to. And then you can always schedule an appointment with me or with anybody over in career services, and we can talk through your results with you and look through your survey results. So we're always happy to do that. So my name is Keisha Bogus. I am the work-based learning coordinator here at ACC, and I work out of two departments, actually. I work with Jamie over in workforce and community programs, working mostly with apprenticeships over there. And then I also work up in career services as well. And upstairs, I do internships, so helping students who are looking for internships and finding those opportunities, getting connected with employers. I also do some career exploration and work through different assessments and things like that, and then help just in general. We'll talk a little bit about what our office does, but I've been at ACC for about 1.5 years now and love it, love working with ACC students. I think you all are the best. And yeah, I'm excited to share today. All right, so I'll share a little bit about what our office does. So our office is here to assist students. That's why we're here. We assist students who are current students and also alumni too. So consider us after you get out and you're finished up with your program. And, if you get to a point where you're ready to look for a new position and you need help looking through your resume and doing a little bit of a resume adjustment or tweaking, you can always come back to the career services office, which is exciting. So as long as you have your S number, you're good to go. So we really get to work with a lot of different things within the campus, but here are a couple of our major things we do. So some self-exploration and career exploration. We have several different tools that we use to work with for that. There's a couple listed here. We'll talk about a few today as well. What I like to tell students is that, these aren't only for people who don't know what they want to do when they grow up, right? So these can be great for that, to get a sense of what major do I want to pursue. I'm in a major and I don't like it anymore. So what do I want to switch to? All of that kind of a situation. It can definitely be good for that. But what I also love using these assessments for is for opportunities that are going to come up to help you describe yourself. So that'll definitely be like interviewing opportunities. I mean, I have gotten such good language in helping me describe myself in an interview and in a resume because I understand myself a little bit better. And so they help you really put together your values, your skills, your interests all together in one, and give some really great language behind that to help us identify just to better explain ourselves, I feel like. So think about them in those ways as well. We can help with job searching, of course, from anywhere from resume writing and interview skills. I had a student in my office not too long ago who just went on an interview and felt like they bombed it, and so wanted to practice before their next interview. So they came in, and I, went through the interview with them just like I was an employer, and we practiced, and I gave some tips and thoughts and all of that. It's sometimes easier in an environment where the stress is a little bit less and you can really, practice your words and what does it sound like when I say this out loud to someone else. So definitely an opportunity for that. And then of course, finding internships, jobs, we have resources for that. We're always in contact with employers and getting new employers, and internships is what I spend most of my focus on too. So there are many programs at ACC where an internship is actually part of the curriculum. You have to take an internship in order to graduate, and there are many of those that are, and some of you may be in some of those. So when you get to that point, feel free to reach out. We'd love to help get you connected and help you get your resume tweaked and all of that for the internship. But also think of internships in, just to gain experience and skills and put it on your resume and things like that. So many students choose to do an internship when it's not even connected to their major or to their graduation requirements. So there's great opportunities to get experience. More and more internships are being paid. When I talk to employers, I'm always encouraging them to pay for your time. Your time is valuable, and you should be compensated for that. So yeah, and then, just general academic career planning. We don't necessarily do, if you're in a specific major, you should work with your advisor that's assigned to you. If you don't have an advisor assigned to you, you can call the advising office and they'll get someone assigned to you. They are the expert in the pathway that you are in. And so that's the person that you're going to want to go to when you're picking up your choosing your schedule and figuring all of that kind of thing out. But if you're in between and you're figuring out maybe wanting to switch majors and do more of that talk, then that's where you would come to our office for sure. All right, I'm going to keep going. Watch out for events that we have over here, and we host many events, both virtual and in person, throughout the semester, and a wide variety and some really, really great stuff. So here's a couple of examples of types of events that you could find, and you can find these on the events page. You can also find them on the career page as well. But we have LinkedIn and resume workshops that we offer several times during a semester. They are amazing. Nana Davis and Evan Kravitz are the ones who lead those. They're experts on LinkedIn, and they can show you really how to capitalize on your LinkedIn account. And I would encourage everyone here to have a LinkedIn account. They really are an amazing tool. We'll talk a little bit about networking in a bit, but they're incredible. So I would encourage you to do that. If you need some help and want to figure that out, you can either make an appointment or you can attend one of these really cool events where you'll learn all about the cool tips and tricks that you can do to utilize LinkedIn. We have an internship workshop that I lead every semester on how to find an internship and how to make it work for you. We have employer panels all across different pathways and different industries, and they're incredible. I go to as many as I can just because I learned so much. The most recent one I went to was on psychology, and I got to hear from and learn from counselors and therapists and how they got into the field and what was difficult and challenging, what they would do if they could do it all over again, how they would, maybe make some changes, things like that. So pay attention for those. I think especially if you are, whoops, my I hit the button too early. Excuse me, now I'm all joked up. I think if you are, looking for that career change or major change, then those employer panels can be like gold. You can really hear from people who are day in and day out working in the industry. And then of course, career fairs. Excuse me, we do those online and in person. We're hoping to start bringing those back in person now, more and more. So there was just one yesterday at the Sturm campus, and they had 31 employers over there, all variety of people. So there's always amazing things going on that we are just thinking of you. We want to resource you all as best as we can. One of the really great resources that we have available to students, and this is just for you as students, is the Purple Briefcase. And so Purple Briefcase is our online job board. We encourage every employer who reaches out to our office to get an account set up to use this to post their positions. You'll find part-time and full-time positions on there. You'll find internships on there, even volunteer opportunities. Our work study opportunities are on Purple Briefcase. So it's a great resource for you. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So when you sign in, and you'll find this over at the training and technology tab on the website. So you'll go to training and technology. I can even show you this right now. So you'll log into your MyACC. You'll go over here to training and technology, this last tab. And then if you go about halfway down here on the left, this is our Student Career Services site. So a lot of our resources are right here. Purple Briefcase is the first one. So if you clicked this, you also will find a link for Purple Briefcase on your D2L. Over to the right side, there's a bunch of helpful links, and Purple Briefcase is one of those as well. So you will log in. If you have any issues logging in, let our office know, and we will help you troubleshoot that. And then I'm going to show you what this looks like from the student view. So this is what your view would look like. Purple Briefcase kind of set it up to resemble LinkedIn a little bit. So you could put a profile picture here. You could upload your resume. I would say uploading your resume would be a great thing if you have it set and ready to go. Why not upload it here? We do have employers that look through those. But I would also say if you're going to spend time, creating a profile and doing anything like that, do that over on LinkedIn. Spend your energy over on LinkedIn and let Purple Briefcase be a tool that you use to search for things. Although if you did want to upload your resume, that would be great. And then the tools that you would use down here mostly are going to be my jobs and maybe my internships. So those are the ones that I encourage students to really go to look at. There's a bunch of things you can do with this. You can even report, I got a job, I got an internship. If you do that, that helps our office to stay up to date on the employers that you all are interested in. So it really does help us. But for the most part, you're probably going to use this My Jobs. And you can search by company, by title, by location. You can go down here and look at majors. So, I can click on accounting. Let's see if anything that is relating to accounting should show up. Looks like there's a good list here. Let's say I'm interested in this billing clerk position. So I'm going to click on it. It's going to give me all this great information. Salary is actually a requirement now in the state of Colorado that employers are listing salary in their job postings. So you will be seeing that more and more, which is really helpful. Hi, it's okay. And then if you look over here, you're going to see a contact information. So Melanie Coker is who you could email directly if you had any questions about this position. You can save it. You can apply directly from here. And then of course down here is going to give you the meat of the job posting. So what's going on with it, any benefits, anything else that they're going to share down here. So Purple Briefcase can really be a great tool. What I love about it is that the employers who are using Purple Briefcase they want ACC students. Like they are coming to us specifically for our student population. And so that's who they're wanting. So that's awesome. I will let you know that we are looking at changing platforms. So we're looking to move from Purple Briefcase to Handshake, and that's going to happen at some point this summer. The big thing to know, though, is that it's going to be the same idea of a tool. And we'll be putting out helps from our office too on how to navigate. I have seen a little bit of tutorials, and it actually looks a little bit easier to navigate. It's a little bit simpler looking and doesn't have all of this, all of this stuff over here. So I think it's actually going to be a really big benefit to us in the future. And all you'll need to know really is like, come to the Career Center, find our job board, our online job board, whichever one it is going to be helpful for you. We use these contacts as well when we do those events. So we are often bringing in employers who are currently in our Purple Briefcase or in our online job board as well. So we really try to engage well with our employers. All right, I'm going to go back to presentation. Everything going okay in chat, Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right.
I asked if we have logged into Purple Briefcase before, and Brenda said she did this week. She's looking for an internship in public health. Faith shared that she's logged in before as well. I know that Shayla mentioned that she was interested in logging in and learning a little bit more. So yeah, this was a great overview of Purple Briefcase.
Good. Awesome. That's great. I'm
Laura
glad
has
that's
logged
working.
in as well.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'm glad. And I really do hope that when we move over to the new platform, it'll be even more helpful for you all. I'm excited about it for sure. All right. So one of the things we try to do in our office is to help you with some exploration, whatever that might look like. And we kind of see it as these three cogwheels. This question of where am I going, how will I get there, and who am I? And we see these cogs. When they're moving, then you're moving forward. And if one of them gets a little ungreasy, gets a little stuck, it might get you stuck in some of these other places as well. And so we try to think of career exploration in this way with these three questions. So we're going to dive in a little bit to who am I? And this is really the big career exploration part of this. So who am I? It's going to help us figure out which career and academic majors, right? Understand what you have to offer an employer, because you have amazing things and sometimes it's hard to verbalize those and put them on paper. Develop clearer goals that help you get to graduation, that you're here for that reason. You're not just spending your time and money here for fun. You want to graduate. And so we want to help you do that as well. And then, of course, making the best use of your time, your classes, your money. It is all super valuable, all three of those things. And so we recognize that and want to be an asset for you. So some of the ways that we help you do this, answer the who am I question, is through career assessments. Here are a couple that we use in our office. You may have heard of some of these before. Myers-Briggs type indicator, the MBTI. And this is more like a personality type. So again, it maybe isn't going to list out, you should be a doctor. But within understanding our personality, we are going to figure out things like, I'm introverted, so maybe I need to think about that when I think about the workplace that I want to be in, and do I want to be face to face with people all day, or is that going to burn me out? So some of those things are going to be pulled out in that one. The Strong's inventory is another one like that. I love the Strong's inventory. You may have heard it called Strength Finder. And this one is going to tell you your strengths. I use this every single time I'm in an interview. I work in my strengths and I take language straight from my Strong's inventory and use it there. And it just helps me to clearly express, what I would bring to the position and to their office, and how I would be an asset to them. There are a couple of small fees here. They're like $10, $15, I think, to take those. And we do ask students to pay for those. The use science is something that we also use. This one is really cool. It takes your interests, it takes your skills, and it merges them together and puts out, it really does put out, you probably are going to love these type of occupations, and it'll go from strongest to weakest. And is just a great tool to use. If you have taken AAA 101, you may have already done the use science because a lot of instructors are using that there. We can get you this tool for free in our office. There is a fee if you did this outside of the school. But if you want to come and set up an appointment with one of us to take you science, we can send you a code for that to do for free. It's a little bit of actually all three of these are a little bit longer of an assessment. So if you did already do the career cluster, which we're going to talk about in a second, if you did those today, that one's a shorter, it's only 10 to 15 minutes. These are longer. The use science, I think, takes an hour and a half to get through several different modules, and you can break them up. So, once you start a module, you have to finish it, but I could do 3 modules in a row, take a break, come back, finish the rest of them. And of course, if you think about that within time, the longer the time that it takes, it means that it's really diving in and going to do a better job of going deeper, of course, right? So it's an investment, but it's a value for sure.
In the chat, I asked if anybody had known their MBTI or their personality type.
Yeah.
Branda's ENFJ. I flip between ENFJ and ENTJ.
Ooh.
Nancy's an ENTP. Branda said that she took her Myers-Briggs for her AAA class. So that might be something they're already doing. And then 16personalities.com is a free online MBTI. So I put that in the chat for everyone as well.
Oh, great resource. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, oh, I love that so many of you already know your letters. That's so great. It really is so helpful. It's helpful. It has helped me out for sure. All right, so let's talk a little bit about My Colorado Journey, which is a really cool site that offers a bunch of resources for you. What we're going to focus on today is this career cluster, but their mission is to get you connected to careers, education, and resources. They really do it very well. But we're going to take a look at this career cluster survey. I'm going to show you that online. What I love to encourage people to do is after you take this or any assessment really, here are some great things to pay attention to that are being pulled out of here. And even like that you feel almost drawn to. You're like, oh yeah, like that explains me. Kind of think about why is that? It's maybe an interest that you have, part of your personality, a strong value that you have, your family situation is going to go into, and this is thinking of, how what's important to us when we look for jobs and when we look for that career. Our family situation is going to be definitely something that comes up there. And the last one, my bar is here, but I think it's income needs. Yeah, which is a huge one, of course, as well. All right. So, Jamie, I was wondering, did anyone get a chance to do the career cluster survey? If you want to put that in the chat, that'd be awesome. And I'm going to get over to My Colorado Journey.
Looks like we got Faith who did.
Oh, great.
Everyone else was able to get it done. I did send it out yesterday morning, I think before 10 a.m. It'll be a direct link to it, but if you go to My Colorado Journey now, you can follow Keisha to get to it as well.
Yeah, for sure. You can follow along, definitely. So when you do a Google search for My Colorado Journey, or you could type in mycoloradojourney.com, this is the page it brings you to. You can create your account. It's really easy to create an account, just basically your name or your email and choosing a password. And I know that's an extra step and you might think, I don't really want an account again somewhere else. But what I think is cool about that is that it means that your results are going to be saved. You can come back to them. You can retake this in the future. And then again, like I said, there's a lot of different resources that it has. So once we're logged in, then it'll look like this. It's really easy to navigate. There's just lots of great things to look through here. This is going to show us some more of, oh, it logged me out. I logged in earlier and too early. I'll log back in. All right. So I clicked on this little map button and it has just some things you can look through. So some goals that they've set for me, some things like maybe I was laid off, you know, explore my, oh, apprentices, oh my God, is. Yeah, so different tools. We're going to go over and we're going to use this little compass guy. Or I guess that's not a compass, that's a protractor. Is that a protractor?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't mind calling it a compass. It's our Zoom.
We can call whatever we want.
Yeah.
And then this box really does have some great, we can look through occupations over here. We can go straight to ONET. I'm going to show you ONET in a little bit, College Opportunity Fund. So there's some really great stuff. We're going to focus here on the career cluster survey. So I'm going to click go. And then you can take your survey, or once you do, you'll have your results here. And so this is going to show me things like activities that I might like. And I can go through here and say, yeah, I mean, some of this is really important to me, like working as a member of a team. That is huge. And when I am looking for a new position, that's a big non-negotiable for me. I know that I need to be on a team. I work best on a team, and I need to be on a team that is, you know, has good synergy too. It's important. Direct and plan activities for others. This one is like totally me. I just love setting events up. I love organizing things. I like to have people enjoy where they're, you know, where they're at and what they're doing. A flexible schedule is always really nice. Doesn't always work out, but that's great. It's one of my interests. So it'll tell me my my personal qualities. So this is pretty fun. I could easily use this list when I am creating my resume. These are some really great skills that if I agree with, you know, organized, determined, innovated. So sometimes when I'm doing a resume, I get stuck on language, and things like this are huge. Like, oh yeah, I am competitive. I mean, I may put that in different terms, but caring, slow down. So this is just a really great, great list. And then
Tisha is definitely competitive. I've seen her in some competition.
I am. That's funny.
Mhm.
Some subjects that might be I might lean a little bit more to. And so this section would help me if I was choosing my major, right? To think through like, oh, journalism, how do I feel about that? Psychology, you know, sociology, some of these things, business education, that sounds so fun. So that, and then I can actually view my career cluster results. So this is going to basically like cluster up, give you a cluster of careers that you could consider from highest, what they think would be highest for you, down. So for me, the top 3 would be human services, education and training, and arts, technology and communication. And so I can actually go in here if I want to say, okay, talk to me about this third one. That sounds awesome. View occupations. And then it's actually going to give me this fantastic list. U-Science looks very similar to this. They do this cluster idea as well. And I could go down here and look at here. They're going to show me salary on some of these things. And what's great about this is it might be something I never thought of, a choreographer. And I might be like, oh yeah, no, this is me. This is what I want to look for. This would help you when you're searching in Indeed. It'll give you some more language for that. And then just some ideas, right? So some things that I'm like, and I could probably cancel a lot of this stuff out as well. And I feel like don't discredit the things you cancel out, because it gets you closer to what you're going to circle and the thing that's going to be it. So I think canceling is can't,
It can be a positive.
yeah, I was just like, oh, that's like not usually a good word these days, cancel, but that's okay. It can, yeah, it can be a thing. Yeah, and then if I went down here, these are going to be further away in from what they are saying, right? And it could be that something else happens in my life and I get gravitated more towards health. If I were to take this survey again after an event in my life that happened, these results might change. So that's another good reason of why you can save it. All right. Any questions, or if anyone took theirs, I would love to know, did you learn anything? Did anything kind of come up for you in it? And you can take yourself off mic if you want.
When I had taken my survey, I had got the results of health sciences as my first choice. And then I got the business degree that I'm going for, the business management and administration. So it was kind of cool to see that I'm taking something that I'm actually going to be good at.
That's awesome, Faith. So it really helped you like confirm, maybe what you're doing.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
great. Are you thinking about health with your business?
I actually never thought about it. I just like science, honestly.
Yeah, and those two can go together really, really well, business and health, like a bit, hospital administrator. There's so many different careers that within a hospital, even technology is, in a hospital. So we think of hospitals and healthcare just for the front lines, the nurses and the doctors, but actually to make those systems work, there's a lot of people working there. So that might be something, if you like to be around health and you enjoy science, it could be something to explore for sure. Cool. Thanks for sharing that. Anybody else?
I put in the chat a variety of cogs within a hospital.
Yeah, totally.
I wonder if what you showed, if anybody else has thought about this, or if there was something that was striking. I know for me, when you were showing the clusters up top, that was really interesting too, because it kind of ranks it for you and then you can confirm it, like, yep, save this cluster, I definitely agree. Or vice versa, like, oh, no wonder I like science, as Faith was saying. I love science, and so no wonder it was a first, but second is the business admin, which she's currently going for. So that's beautiful. I love that reassurance.
I also like that it has the occupations, so you could kind of like explore what positions would be relevant to that.
Me too. I love that because I get so bogged down in Indeed and feel like I have searched it all. I have looked through Indeed and I have found nothing. And this really helps me to give me different words and just to think about different things. So I just clicked on the education one. And there's just, there's just so much.
Yeah, you can only search coordinator for so many searches.
For sure. All right. Great. Well, I hope that this is a good tool for you guys. There really is a lot of good resources over here. And like I said, I use this in a variety of different ways too. All right. So the next cog is the where am I going? And there was something I want to show you with this, but I want to show you ONET. And this might be something that you have already learned. I know a lot of people at ACC promote ONET. It's a fantastic resource. And then some other things to know. So these are things that you might consider when you're looking at a job posting. So the nature of the job, the education and the training required is usually something I look for. Outlook, is this a job that's going places? Earnings, how much can I make here? And then even related occupations. And you can find all of these things out using ONET. This is a fantastic tool. So I'm going to show you this. And it is just onetonline.org. This is a government website, so it's not very pretty to look at, but it is super useful. Really what this is it's an occupational database. And so you can search up here and I will go up. Let's do,
You're a water operator.
okay, we'll do water operator. Water operator. Now, the first thing that I use this for is, again, the idea of what else can I search for? What are other types of jobs when I think of water operator? There are all of these things that are kind of connected in some way to water and operations and things like that. If you see something that has a sun, it'll either have a sun or it'll have sun and say bright outlook. That means that this is going places. There's a lot of opportunity for this. They see it only increasing. It's a great field to get into. So captains, mates, and pilots of water vessels is apparently going places. I like that we chose this one. That is fun. Okay, I'm going to go up here though, and I'm going to choose water and wastewater treatment, because that's what I was kind of thinking of when I put water operator in there, right? And then what this is going to show me is just a wealth of words. So this I use when I'm writing my resume. So I'll come in here, or if I am really just exploring, what goes into this position. So it's going to tell me tasks. It's going to tell me maybe some of the technology or the hard skills that I would need to have or probably would have. Sometimes students have trouble with putting, what hard skills do I have to put on my resume? And this is a great list. All of these are things you could have in your skills section. Work activities. So it just gives a bunch of great stuff. Then down at the bottom, it is going to show us here's more skills, maybe the knowledge that people have. And you can even come in here and, and take this for word for word to put into your resume. You can use this as keywords. And so a lot of times I'll like to do that as well. I'll use the job posting for my keywords, and I will use the ONET for my keywords. And for those of you who don't know, keywords are so important because a lot of times your resume is going through what they call an ATS, or an applicant tracking system. It's going through this computer and it's looking for keywords that the employer has said, these are important. We're finding them in the job posting. They're going to be in there, and then they could be here too. If you don't have enough keywords, that computer is going to spit that resume out, and it's not even going to get in front of a hiring manager. So it's really important to use keywords. Down here at the bottom, it's going to show me education, which is always very interesting. So it's going to say, most of the time people are going to have, about almost 50% of people have a high school diploma or the equivalent for this position. About 25% will have a certificate. And then some are going to have some college or no degree. And then at the very bottom, it usually tells me, oh good, wages and employment trends. So it's going to give me an idea, and we can actually put in Colorado to get it even more specific. Going to tell me that, the average salary is about $60,000 for a water operator. I might come in at a 40 and then be able to work my way up. And if I keep growing, I could get closer to 80, but I could expect to be at about an average of 60. So it's just a site that gives a lot of good information, great research, and you can use it in a variety of different ways. I wanted to share that with you all. All right, and then that last cog of the wheel is, how do I get there? So here are a couple of ideas for you in thinking about that. Now I know more about myself. I know where to find the information of how to get there, or how to research that and to learn a little bit more. So how do I actually get there? One thought is to develop and refine your personal identity and learn how to market it. Whenever I'm giving presentations, oftentimes I will tell students, to think about it as developing your personal brand. And you're going to market yourself using your resume. It's a marketing tool. LinkedIn is a marketing tool. It's also a networking tool. It does a lot of other things, but a great tool to use to help market yourself. and to help with the branding. So the career assessment is also helping you with your brand, right? Who am I? How am I going to sell myself? What are the things that I bring to the table that might be unique and set me apart from other candidates that are here as well? You can get into your employer's head. What are they looking for? You can find that stuff out by the job posting for sure, doing some research about the company online. You can also do, which over here I give you as an idea for things to do, is an informational interview. These are amazing tools, and you can use LinkedIn for this. So LinkedIn definitely is a tool to professionally connect. And so it is not uncommon at all to reach out to someone who's in a profession you're interested in, or even a company you're interested in, connect with them on LinkedIn, and then even say, hey, I would love, would you have 10 minutes to meet on Zoom for an informational interview? People love talking about themselves. So, spinning it of, I want to learn about you, learn how you got here. If you could give me some tips and ideas. It's not necessarily saying, hey, will you help me find a job there? That's not the language you want to use for that. It really is like gathering information and learning from them. And oftentimes those can lead to positions because, you're meeting with them and then they say, hey, we have this great opportunity coming up and just watch out for it. Or I think you'd be a great fit for it. And then they might pass your name on, and who knows what would happen for that. But here's some other ideas of things that you can do. Of course, get a degree. That's what you're here for. That's what you're doing, working towards. Networking. I can't say enough about networking. So important. We've always heard it's not what you know, it's who you know, and that continues. And LinkedIn is a great resource for that. I know it sounds like I work for them, but I don't. And then developing your brand marketing, your marketing for your brand, right? So do your resume, interviewing skills, getting prepped and ready, all of that kind of stuff. And again, we can help with all of those things over in our office.
On LinkedIn, you can join different groups as well. So like I'm a part of the Denver Young Professionals group.
Cool.
And they do nudges. So they'll send out posts. Some of their posts will say, hey, make sure you connect with someone new this month. And so they kind of nudge you into that informational interview. I've had people who are flight attendants, people who work for Frontier directly. I've had folks who work at gas stations just kind of reach out. They run or own that gas station, and they're like, so what do you do and how do you enjoy it, or do you enjoy it? Sometimes there are people who are like, I would love for you to join my team. But it's really just meant to kind of build that camaraderie around being young professionals and what does that look like for the city of Denver. And so, yeah, there's definitely ways to get engaged and do those informational interviews without even knowing. Sometimes they're candid conversations, and then all of a sudden you're talking about your salary. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. It's great. All right. Go forward. There it goes. Oh, was that really it? Hang on. Let me
blew through.
Yeah, that really was it. Okay, so that's it was kind of a quick overview of things. Did want to touch on a few things, give you some ideas of things that you could look into a little bit more. But yeah, if there is, does anyone have any thoughts they want to share, or any questions or anything in that before we wrap up?
Shayla said she didn't want it to end.
Oh, that's sweet.
I was wondering if everyone, there's 9 participants we have. If you could put in the chat or unmute yourself and share what your degree is, and kind of give us your idea of what ONET's going to do for you.
I guess I could start.
Please.
I like ONET just because of the way that it gives you how much you're going to make. Like, everybody wants to know how much they're going to make for your job or your career that you're going for, and all the open positions that they do have. Just like all the different names and everything is awesome.
Yeah, it's a great tool for sure. Sometimes it is hard to find those salaries too. So, and you can trust the information that's there as well, because they're keeping it updated and accurate.
Sorry.
keep going.
I haven't personally been on ONET. I was just watching along with you. I am currently studying psychology right now, so I'm hoping to find something on there. I'm in that like weird stage of what do I want to do with my psychology degree? I just know I really love being in this major. So yeah, I'm just hoping to find some good resources and just things on there for me.
Yes, and you will, I'm sure. Were you at the psychology panel by chance?
I was not. I
Okay.
was not.
There may be a recording. I can check for you. And if there's a recording, I'll send it out to you because it was
That
really
would be
good.
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
As
definitely.
soon as you like said it at the start, I was like, I missed something good. I know I did.
Yeah, no, I'll see if they recorded it. I can't remember if it was, but usually we do record our events. So
Awesome. Thank you.
I know Landon is with us and he's doing architecture. Is that correct? And then Faith shared she's doing her business admin. Branda's doing public health. Shayla just shared about psychology. Nancy, she had to go, but she's doing multimedia and graphic design. Who
Cool.
else? Tara Hall.
I just wanted to ask something. I created a profile on LinkedIn, but I have to be honest, I find the site very busy and very hard to navigate.
Mhm.
So with networking and all that, it's very difficult for me. So you did say you have a workshop about it and how to maneuver it. I'm going to be graduating soon, but I would love to get an email to let me know when that workshop is being held.
Great. Yeah, I can make a note for sure and make sure to invite you personally to the next one. I don't
Thank
know.
you.
I think we're soon going to be meeting as a team to figure out our dates for summer and fall events. We usually have several of those though. So I will also look into see if there's a recording of one that we could send out to help you now. And then I will also let our team know that alumni would like to be invited to those too. And I don't know if they already do that, but I think that could be a huge resource. So thanks for bringing that up.
I would appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so that was Flora, and Flora's completing a CIS cert this semester. She's one of our career
Ooh.
forward graduates. So
Yes, yes, I'm so happy.
yeah.
Congratulations.
So yeah, Flora, when she gets those links. Yeah, thank you, Faith. When Keisha gets those links to me, I'll make sure I send those out to everyone. Also, Flora, if you wanted to connect directly with Nana Davis, that would be the networking person.
I have already.
better.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
So yeah, Nana would be a good connection for that. And then, yeah, other than that, it'll be the recording or the next workshop that comes up. So that's awesome.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, I know we have just a few more minutes. So any last words?